Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video about 3 different classes again: Brawler, Assassin, and Shadowblade. Again, this is not a class specific video, this is more of a comparison between the different classes that you can just see here how good they are, how they compare to each other. I'm deciding on these 3 because all of them are melee, all of them are dexterity based classes, and all of them are DPS. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go over each class super fast, just letting you know exactly what they do, and that's it. I'm then moving on to a quick DPS demonstration for all 3 classes, attacking the training dummy, and then after the DPS demonstration with all 3 classes, then we move on to a demonstration killing monsters. And when I'm killing the monsters, just letting you know, I'm going to do it as if I was just farming monsters regularly. So if I have to rest, I'm going to rest. If I have to use a potion, I'm going to be using a potion, right? And if I die, I die. I will keep in everything recorded as it is. In any case, I will also have a quick conclusion at the end, right? So in any case, guys, let's go with the first class that we have available here, which is Assassin. Assassin is an interesting class, deals a lot of damage, quick DPS. You have a buff that you can use on yourself or give to others. But the most important thing here is that depending on the poison that you have on you, right, which is this buff here, depending on the poison that you're using, you have different effects. In my opinion, there is only 2 viable options to use when you're playing Assassin. The first one is going to be Shade, because Shade poison increases all your damage. It will increase the damage of all your skills. That this one deals 30% more damage. This one now deals 30% more damage as nature. This one now deals all the damage is considered to be nature damage. This one now applies a poison on the enemy, so deals more damage. This one here deals nature damage now instead of doing physical damage, right? So pretty much you have a little increase here on both of these skills, and then these ones are just changed to nature damage to make the class kind of like a hybrid. And this one does nothing now. I think they change it so that now it doesn't really matter which poison you're using. You're just going to be putting a poison pool in the ground. That's what it does. So that's what happens when you have Ginshade. But when you have Neptune, instead, whenever you use your skills, some of them, not all of them, you would put a debuff on the enemy that would increase, right? That would reduce movement speed, attack speed, and casting speed by 30%, making it so running away from an assassin that is using Neptune poison is really, really, really hard. So, and if you can use those to silence for 3 seconds, and remember, silence is it's an effect that would make it so that the enemy cannot use any skills, like no skills whatsoever. I'm going to do a quick change here to Ginshade and just demonstrate the damage real quick. Just remember, there is no rotation, there is nothing. Just use your skills when they are available, and that's pretty much what you have to do, right? Again, knowing Dev Guy, so I'm not going to be showing everything and what everything does. But pretty much this is it, right? You are going to see like some physical damage and some nature damage. And that's it. That's pretty much it. That's Assassin. Nothing more to say here. I do believe Assassin is a really nice class for PvP. Now let's go with Shadowblade. Let me see. Here you go. So Shadowblade is a different class. You don't have a buff to provide anyone. But you can use this to infuse your weapons, and now all your damage deals shadow, and you get infused shadows stacks. And once you get 6 stacks, you enter shadow form. Keep in mind that whenever you're in shadow form, all your skills have different special skill availables. I'm only going to be talking about this one for now. Shadow strikes, when you are in shadow form, if you time it correctly and the enemy is going to attack you, you use the skill, you deal 50% more damage, and you blind the enemy, making so that the enemy deals 0 damage to you. So you have to play perfectly whenever you're wanting to kill an enemy that is higher level than you. But potentially, you can pretty much kill anything that you want with this class without dying, provided that you are playing perfectly fine, perfectly well, like you're timing correctly all your skills. So if you're that kind of player and you want to experience something like that, this is probably your class. Again, everything revolves around being in shadow form. If you're in shadow form, you have, again, different effects on your skills. You even have this skill here in Bellow Shadows that make it so that you are pretty much immune. During 6 seconds, you cannot take any damage. So this is crazy strong for a DPS class. You have this one, the Son of Darkness, that pretty much puts a thing in the ground, and then now you heal 1% of your HP per second that you are there. And you get 30% attack speed, which is really, really good as well. So yeah, I mean, again, It's very simple. The thing that I would really say this is Mark of Death is a skill that you can put on the enemy so that the enemy takes 20% increased damage, and if the enemy HP falls below 25%, they take more shadow damage as well. So this is the thing with the skill. You're supposed to use it when the enemy is about to die or when the enemies that have the HP, so that you can immediately bring it down to 25% and start dealing more damage. And if the enemy dies with it, then you get the cooldown back and you can use it on the next enemy you're going to kill. Some enemies are weak, so you probably will be using it and then, dealing the damage. Again, there's no rotation, nothing. You just use your skills, make sure that you have your Shadow Form active and deal damage. I guess if you're doing DPS in a boss, you probably want to start with this as soon as possible because the boss is not going to die for sure, and you want to just provide the extra 15% damage to everyone as well. So that's really good to do, right? So normally I wouldn't start with Shadow Embrace so that I can immediately get my Shadow Form, right? So now I have Shadow Form, and I'm gonna start using all my skills with the special effects. I can use my other skill for attack speed, and then as you can see, this is Shadow Form. And so long as I time it correctly and I use all my skills, as soon as I get out of Shadow Form, I immediately go back and then I can use all my skills again. So that's pretty much it. Plus deals a lot of damage, and it's all shadow damage, so it's really, really, really good. And lastly, we have Brawler. Brawler is different because you don't use daggers, you will be using a two-handed fist weapon, right? So this is going to be my selection of weapon right here. And Brawler is different. It's like playing a piano. You just have to follow a certain pattern and then you will be able to do more damage. Again, I'm not going to go over everything that the Brawler does, but I just want to let you know that having a Brawler in your team is probably the best thing that can happen to you, because you have this particular skill that is horizontal kick, and it would deal crack ribs on the enemy if you use it with 5 martial combos, and then that would increase the damage taken by that enemy by 20% for 6 seconds. And this skill is also 6 seconds cooldown, so it's 100% uptime if you're playing correctly, right? So the entire team is going to be doing 20% more damage, and you are also going to be doing 20% more damage, which is really, really insane, right? And you have like a couple of damage increase buffs like combat focus, right? And some of your skills will use martial combos like this one. Then First Uppercut also does use martial combos. So if you use 4, then you do 100% more damage. If you use 6, then you do a stun for 2 seconds. And here, again, the same. If you do 3, then deal 100% more damage. If you use 5, then you reset Brawler Ross, which is this one. Something important to notice with a Brawler is that if you do basic attacks, right? You can do basic attacks, like the way that I'm showing right here. But if I'm using martial combos, if I'm using my quick jab, then now I cannot use any auto attacks. As you can see, my auto attack is ready, but it's not going off, right? Because I have martial combo stacks. So that's pretty lame, pretty bad. I don't like that, to be honest. I would like for them to change that as soon as possible. Also, just think that Brawler has some other problem as well. Like, as you can see, this is my skills, and I have 9 skills, but I actually don't have 9 skills because this is my basic attack. So I only have 8 skills. And most classes have 10 skills, and there are some that have more than 10. So why is it? Why is it that me as the Brawler, I'm fucked, right? Because I'm getting 1 less skill, and I'm getting another less skill because I don't have basic attacks. So in my opinion, they should add something more for this class. Maybe some passive skills, because I don't think that I will be able to press any more buttons if they add more. So please just add some passive skills that make it so that the class have enough skills as well, same as other classes. Okay, so now rotation, real quick. What I do is simple. I will use a combination of quick jab, fast hook, and then this skill as well that gives me 2 stacks and more damage, so that I can get 5 stacks for these and 4 for these. So I will go up to 9 and then use these and these. So this one deals 100% increased damage. I can use my knockout kick that deals more damage as well, and I will be using powerful cross with once I get 3 stacks so that I deal more damage. It's just like playing a piano. You would check your martial combos. As soon as you get to a specific amounts, you immediately use your skills. So it's like this, right? I'm going to start like this, right? I have 5, 7, 8, 9. Time to use this. Stun. Boom, boom, boom. 3 combos. Time to use this. I can use this, and then immediately start to build up my combos again, all the way up to 9, and then same thing. Once you get to that point, you pretty much, as you can see, it's like very fluid. You can just use the skill right away and continue to farm. It's pretty easy. You have to pay attention though. You have to be very focused and be paying attention so that you don't miss. Yeah, I fucked up there, for example. Alright, but that's it. Simple class, deals a lot of damage, nice DPS, nice class to have. In any case, guys, again, this is not an in-depth guide for any of these classes. If you guys want me to show in-depth everything that the class does, what are my opinions in regards to how good the class is, do a showcase of that particular class only, let me know in the comments which one you want, and I will make sure to make a video for you. In any case, for now, guys, this is going to be the end for the quick demonstration, and then now we're going to be doing a quick demonstration of DPS, all three classes attacking this enemy and showing which of them can kill it faster, right? So that you guys can know which one has the highest DPS. And then we are going to be doing a demonstration killing monsters for you guys to know what's the experience of you killing monsters with each of the classes as well. And then at the end, a quick conclusion. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this part. I'll leave you with the DPS test now. okay, DPS test done, battle demonstration done, and then now final conclusions. Sorry. I would say playing Brawler will keep you entertained because you have to be really, really focused on using your skills on a particular order. But at the same time, it's barely mining and it can get repetitive and boring. And when you're killing enemies, you feel like you're fucking yourself up because if you want to use something like, for example, let's say that I wanted to use this for the stun, then now I don't have enough martial combos for me to use this for this to do extra damage, and then now I probably already lose my crack rip debuff, and then I don't know. I feel like this class definitely can get some nice improvements and make sure that the class feels way better. I think that adding at least 1 or 2 seconds more to the debuff that you have here would be really good because then it gives you more room for you to use your skills in a different way. Right now, you are, pretty much set on having to use your skills in a particular way, which I dislike a lot because then I cannot personalize the way in which I play the class. So please, if you can do something with that would be great. I mean, you would say, I guess the dev would say, oh no, but you have to have some trade-offs. Bro, this class is barely doing any damage right now. I have tested some of the other classes before, and we know for sure that this class is not doing the same damage that a Paladin, a Crusader, or a Berserker is doing. No way. It's not even close. So, since it is not even close to other DPS, you may as well do something, right? When it comes to Assassin, I think as well, it's a very boring class. It's just waiting for cooldowns. There is no rotation, there is nothing engaging, there is nothing. Just press buttons, and that's it. And there is not even any flashiness nor anything. Same that happens with this class as well. You have no indication whatsoever that you are using a skill. It's just punches and kicks. That's it. Is there any indication? Nope. Please, just make it like explosion, red explosion, whatever. I don't know, something, so that at least I'm entertained and I can see, I like look at some special effects, right? But right now it's just plain just punching the enemy. And then Shadowblade, in my opinion, is probably the best of all these three classes. Has the highest survivability, has the highest damage, has the highest way in which you can pretty much master the class and be super strong to the point that no one will be able to do damage to you. And getting to that particular point, I do believe that this class needs a nerf. This class is just way too strong right now when it comes to PvP and PvE, and there is no way to equalize this class with any other class, considering how strong it is, being 6 seconds immune to damage, and also pretty much making it so that you cannot deal damage to it every 1 second or every time that he uses this skill on you, having stuns, having teleports to chase you and find you, having this to recover and having attack speed. It's just way too many things. Damage increase, dots, additional burst damage. It's too much. If you want to make these classes strong, then just make sure that Assassin and Brawler are also super strong. They need to be as strong as this one, because this class has everything. Has the damage and has the survivability. So if I were you and I wanted to choose between any of these melee dexterity classes, you can play all three, because I mean, all you need to do is just change your weapon for Brawler. And when it comes to playing Assassin, all you need to do is just continue playing the same team. And then probably if an enemy is resistant to Shadow, then you immediately change to Assassin. And Assassin deals no Shadow damage, but physical and nature. So you will be able to, overcome that particular resistance, right? Or you can also play Brawler if an enemy is weak to crushing damage, right? Even though there is no more weaknesses to weapon damage, so I guess there's no reason for you to play Brawler, to be honest. In any case, guys, thank you so much for being here, and hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Peace.